is 6.9%. So far, first 2 months, we're not even done with the month of February. If you go to 2021, 31st December 2021, it was 6.009. Mind you, the 1st of January, a holiday, so by the 4th, then you start trading. From the 4th of January to it was 5.73, 5.7631.
This is January last year.
Last year, 2021. To end of December 2021, 6.0091. So that means 24 pesos rate of depreciation.
Yeah.
24 pesos, totaling 4.26%. Now, the rate of depreciation we have seen in the first 2 months of 2022 is 59% more than what you saw in the whole of 2021. Per the Bank of Ghana figures. And here I am doing some statistical analysis using Bank of Ghana figures. I've not even gone to the forex market.
Which is most people's reality.
Yeah.
But I want us to stay with the Bank of Ghana figures to appreciate where we have reached. I'm saying from January to December 2021, the rate of depreciation, if you are to compare that to what we have experienced in the first 2 months, that of the first 2 months is 59% more than what we experienced in the whole of 2021. What does that tell you? I'm not going to engage in a lot of economic jargons today. What it tells you is that your reality is that, look, for that woman who sells used clothing, she has to import them. Okay? You import them into the country, you have to sell them to people. Now, in selling them, you have to sell at a rate that you can go and buy again and make a profit. Now, if you imported them, say, at 6.009 Ghana cedis, if you're going to buy it again, you have to buy at 6.4259. So if $1 cost you that, so let's make it very simple. If it cost her, for instance, $1,000 to import stuff into the country, or let's say $10,000, $10,000 would translate to 6,000 in the first week of January. Today is 60,000. Today is 64,000.
So basically, in order to be able to keep her business going at the same rate, she has to find an extra 4,000 cedis.
Thank you. Now, that extra 4,000 Ghana cedis, you have to ask
That's
yourself.
not profit too.
No,
Just
no.
to keep operating at the same.
So you ask yourself that simple question: what do I do? Do I transfer it to the people, or I let it eat my profit? Maybe her profit is not up to 4,000 Ghana cedis, so she would have to transfer it to the people. But in transferring it to the people, you must ask yourself a few questions. What are the prevailing economic conditions? Can people buy? It is not just your product that has its prices increasing. Other products are also increasing. So under the circumstance, would I go ahead and say, oh, I'm just prepared to buy this clothes at an increased rate? I probably may say, I don't need it because the most important thing will be my food. How about I keep what I already have? That particular person under the circumstance wouldn't make a lot of sales as he or she used to make months ago.
Yeah.
So what are you faced with? You may want to reduce it so people can come and buy. But if you reduce it, you're eating your profits and you may actually begin to make losses. If you do that, you cannot go ahead and bring your next consignment into the country. So you have a choice to either fold up or maybe wait. 1 or 2 people would come and buy, or you begin to fall on your savings. That's the reality for me. And so the reality is that you're beginning to pay more. And just today you've heard how transport fares are going up by some 15%. The reality also is that when your cedi depreciates, you import crude oil into this country. Okay, so when your cedi depreciates, those who import, and you've heard the the BDCs always talk about the fact that the Bank of Ghana should be giving them a special rate if we really want to see the price of fuel going down on the domestic market. Because if they have to get it at the same rate as others do get it, they have to also increase it. And that's what you see happening.
Yeah.
The impact of an increase in fuel price is increase in transport fares. an increase in the prices of goods and services. So that cycle continues.
Yeah.
And at the end of it all, the simple layman's analysis is that your disposable income, Kojo, reduces. If your child goes to an international school, and then school fees is quoted in dollars, and you are paying the CD equivalent, which we see all the time. Contrary to what we have been told, that figures should not be quoted in dollars, they tell you to pay the CD equivalent.
Exactly.
What that means is that, and you have an experience.
You have to find more cities to
Yes.
pay the
Thank
same
you.
school fees.
Yeah.
From one term to another. There are people who are now at risk of losing their homes because they went and applied for a mortgage. Okay, they wanted the best possible home, best value they could get. So they went for a mortgage that was granted them at the highest limit of what their income would allow. Okay, there's a certain amount of your income which the banking system will allow you to borrow at. So someone looks at their salary, okay, I earn about 5,000 cedis a month, so I can spend maybe 40% of it on a mortgage. So I'll be paying something like 2,000 something cedis a month. So they calculate that, and at the time you went for your mortgage, maybe 3 years ago, that 2,000 something cedis would be, would give you how many dollars? What?
2,000 cities?
Yeah, in 2021. 2000.
Oh, let me check. So, if you're looking at 2021, for instance, 2,000 Ghana cities divided by 6. So, let me just do that, calculation for you right now. 2,000 Ghana cities divided by 6, and that's giving you $330.
Okay.
Now, if you were to look at it today, for instance, and you are dividing it by 6.4, you're looking at $312.
Actually, what I want to know is that if you have to keep paying $330 as your mortgage, how many CDs do you now need?
Oh, well, it's very simple, Kojo. Today you need 2,112. It's no longer 2,000 Ghana cedis.
Okay, so immediately you are now paying back more than your salary allows. You are spending more of your salary on debt than is allowed. So already you are unsustainable. If you had reapplied for that same mortgage this year, you would have failed. You wouldn't have qualified for it. You're not supposed to be spending that much of your income on debt.
Yep.
And this is the reality. This is the reality of many people. So if this continues, eventually the mortgage that you completely qualified for 1 year ago, you will not be able to sustain it, and you will lose your home.
Yeah.
Even after all the payments you've made, you'll end up empty-handed. And it's happened before, hasn't it, Mama?
Yeah, oh yeah, it has. Same if you were buying a car, for instance, because it's priced in dollars. They would ask you to pay the CD equivalent, but what it means now is you're paying a lot more for that same vehicle because your CD is not doing well at all. So it impacts. Listen, a lot of the things that we buy, the snacks that I buy for my children, all of these things are imported. And somebody sends us a message. Let me just go to the message where she says she bought about 4 items just yesterday, and she was shocked when they quoted the price to her. So this happened on Saturday. I bought 2 tins of 170 gram milk, 450 ml of oil, 210 grams of tomato paste, and was told the sum of these few items is 25 Ghana cedis. I was like, what? And the woman said, now dear, sao, things are expensive. So when coming to the market, don't do your calculations at home. So you can take 200 Ghana cedis, all right. Yesterday I bought a few items. It came up to 700. I was like, what? So I asked the guy to just take half of the things that I bought because I was not ready to spend 700 and something. And the difference wasn't even much, even after he took half of the items. So you've budgeted to spend 1,000, or you go to the market with 1,000, but you realize that if you were to stick to that budget, you will not be able to buy all the items that you've listed. You either have to cut it, but what does that mean? You can't cut school fees, can you?
Exactly. And you see, let's be clear, Bank of Ghana rules don't allow anybody to quote dollar prices.
That one
but
is
what
on
they
paper.
do is they will quote you the CD equivalent. Okay, so in essence, when the dollar goes up, because they know the value of their service in dollars. So when the dollar goes up, they will have to change the CD price for you, so that they can still make up the dollar. Okay, the value is the same. The outcome is the same. Even though we are not quoting in dollars, we are all influenced by the dollar.
While the value is the same, one thing I just want to say finally before we get onto the phone lines. Now, while we are faced with this, increases in the price of goods and services, salaries have not increased to match these increases in the prices of goods and services. What that means is that people, the disposable income, I mean, that's the money you have left today, is less than what you would have had last year, say end of last year.
Yeah.
What that means is that you are worse off. Okay? And so that is the reality of the Ghanaian. The conditions today cannot be the same as they were yesterday, based on all the things we're talking about.
All right. Listen, we want to hear from you, okay? Obviously, we want to know the effect of the weakened cedi on your reality, okay? You know the numbers, 0302 216 541, 055 1111 997. And we're taking note of the things you're telling us, okay? Because we'll start seeking some answers on your behalf. So whatever you tell us, we're taking a note of it so that they can be addressed. So call us, talk to us. What is your reality? How has the weakened cedi affected you? Nee is on the line. He's calling us from Asylum Down. Nee, good morning.
Hi.
How are you, Nee?
Well, as you say, this city dollar issue. I mean, we don't manufacture anything in this country. Every service you have to provide. Every service, any entrepreneur, like for instance, me, I have to provide. I will need a third party provider, and they all quote in dollars. So in 2008, one AVL, that's a GPS tracking unit, was sold for I think between 400 US to between 300 to 400 US. Today, it's sold at the same price. If you want one that has good algorithm that can work properly, it's sold at the same price today. What was the dollar rate then? It was like 1.2 to 1. So if you quote in cedi, you don't look authentic. Your business does not look authentic if you quote in cedis, to be honest. Because when you get clients coming in, and every single day the price is changing, and the price can change every single day. The price can change every single day. And when you go, and it's funny, when you get payments, and you're also quoting in dollar.
Yeah.
But when you go and they have to pay you, they tell you that this is what the Bank of Ghana has quoted today. So they will use that. But when you go to your bank, because they also have to make profits, what you collected from your client, when you go to the bank, you are shortchanged because you don't get the same amount.
Right.
The bank will add plus, or it's always plus. So you end up holding less of your money all the time, even when you're quoting in dollar. It is terrible. It's a terrible situation we find ourselves, and I hear President Akufo-Addo is very concerned about that. So let's hope that they can pull some strings, or they can do some serious work to get us back into the force. If we go into the force, it will help, because there is 7 there. I beg you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let's talk to Dr. Amwa from Accra. Doc, good morning.
Good morning. My greetings to Winston and Kojo.
Yeah, so.
Good morning, Doc.
Okay. Anyway, this is Stephen Amoa.
Oh, hi.
MP from Shiaeso.
Oh, Doc.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. In
Okay.
fact, one of the dimensions that you guys are discussing, I don't think anybody can add or subtract in terms of the impact of this unfortunate confrontations we are having, I mean, economically as a country. But one thing that, Kojo, we haven't actually done well as a country, especially NDC and MPP, because they have been ruling this country for about 30 years now, if I'm correct.
You are.
It's the fact that we have not been able to actually design or define a market opportunity where we can say that about 90% or even you bring in now like 60% of everything that we use in terms of what we eat, I mean our clothes, the things we use around can be made in Ghana. We have not. And so far as we keep on going through our daily lives this way, trust me, no one on this earth can salvage this situation because there's no way in the world that short-term approach to solving currency issues has worked permanently, has never worked. Trust me, where you are today, just look around you. Where I am in my car, I'm driving to work. Everything, the car I'm using, what I'm wearing, the shoe, the phone I'm using, everything we import. And this is simple, demand and supply. But why I'm saying the MPP and DC, we haven't done well for so many years now, is the fact that there are so many things in Ghana here that there's no point in thinking of even importing a single item. Fruit juice, mango, orange, banana, pineapple, these do not require complex value chains. If government wants to collaborate with chiefs and other, land custodians or owners to secure, say, 400,000 hectares of land, work as equity or whatever, and plant this planting, you only have to import the machines. Because once excuse fruit juice and add preservatives, they become fruit juice. Any fruit and add preservatives, they become fruit juice. So why do we even import chemicals and then convert them into final goods and use them as fruit juice? So I think as a country, we need to redefine our socio-economic development focus. This is not difficult. Maybe I'm being too low. I don't see why certain items in our country we have. This is not a complex areas like oil and machines and those things. The things are there. Some of the fruits, God even grew them for us. So just the value chain, just the connection between the raw material and the finished goods, that they are so simply done. You don't need serious technology. Why are we doing this to ourselves? And we always reinvent the wheels go through the cycle, and look at what we are going through today. So I think one unfortunate thing is also the politics that both NPP and NDC we've been doing with this currency. The fact is, we need to redefine our corporate focus. There are items in Ghana here that we can say that for the next, by 3 years' time, we don't have to import them because there's no justification. This is all that I can say.
Yes,
Thank you
Dr.
very much.
Before you go, let's look at the redefinition of our focus. Also because your party is in government and the fact that you have that knowledge. Is this something you have suggested to them? And how are we implementing this reshaping of our focus?
Okay, I wish I could have a long time, but I can give this scenario. Probably that can explain. For instance, we can select all the fruits that we can grow in Ghana here. All of them. We can select about 9 of them. Just quickly go into partnership with the chiefs. The lands are there ideal for about 50, 70,
my question is, have you suggested this to your government and your party to do this to ensure that we reshape our socio-economic focus? That's what I want to know.
If I tell you I've done a paper and submitted, that would be a lie.
Okay.
But it's something I've been talking about it for about 20 years now. I talk all the time about it. Because you also know that we have limitations. And then we have jurisdictions. All societies and all corporate bodies. And sometimes performance is also the function of ability, opportunity, or motivation. Sometimes you might be in certain group. You have your jurisdiction. You have where your strength ends, and you have what you can say and what can be taken, and who is taking it, and who is in charge, because everybody has his own idea after giving a position to probably moderate or manage. I'm not saying they are not doing well. Obia on vision, but what I'm trying to say is that redefining our corporate focus means there are a lot of things that we need to do. Look, one of even the causes is the fact that treasury bills give returns more than risky assets. When governments are borrowing at a higher rate than risky assets from the banks, nowhere in the world except Ghana. And this is one of the fundamental causes of all these problems.
Okay.
But at least for what you've said right now, I'll try and do a paper and submit to the appropriate, and I'll copy you the paper and see probably something can be done about it.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Stephen Amoah.
Right. Let's talk to Claude. He's in Tema. Hi, Claude. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Winston and Kojo. How are you doing?
Not bad at all, Claude. Thanks for calling.
Yes. Kojo and Winston, I think we have a challenge with the dollar, how to get the dollar. And if you look at our economy, it's primarily an agro-based economy. Now, the biggest challenge we are having is with the land tenure. Access to land for any young person who wants to go into farming to easily have access and produce. That is one area I think the government has to look at. What the MP just said about our socio-economic change in the order, I think the government has taken a direction as to the one district, one factory. Because we cannot get the dollar if we are not producing anything in this country. And all those who have money to invest, you look at those who are rich, the only place they go into is to build warehouses, petrol stations, while these monies could have gone into agro-based production where they can add value to some of these things, where we can use them locally and export. I think we need to look at that. The other one, we need an economist, a fair-minded economist, to come and tell us the truth about what is happening all over the world. If petrol prices have gone up, is it that it's the government's fault or it's the World Economic Order that has created it? Because I don't think government can subsidize petrol at this time with which money. And I think we need the economists to come and tell us the truth. It's not about politics. If any other government can, I don't think they can drop the price of petrol. You know. So we need to get fair-minded economists to come and tell us the truth about the petrol, the impact of COVID on the World Economic Order. And then we are calm in our minds. Times are tough anyway. Prices are high. But then we need to cut on top of our expenditures. If you used to eat certain luxury things, this is time to cut, manage until we have fair weather. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Claude. Thanks for calling. Reminds me of a saying. Said the rain falls on us all, but the wise man carries an umbrella. Hamza is in Ashaman. Hamza, good morning.
Good morning, Kojo.
Thanks for calling, my brother.
Mr. Swansea City.
Oh, I hear you, Anna.
Okay, Kojo. In fact, standard of living in Ghana is unbearable now. Very true, it's unbearable. And Kojo, when I saw the rate of the dollar today, is it that truly the fundamentals are weak or are they strong now? This is just a question I want to ask you. Today, if we have a strong fundamentals or they are weak now?
Hamza, please answer the question. What do you say?
So that's just my question, Kojo. God bless you.
Oh, okay, Hamza. Thank you for calling. He doesn't want to answer it clearly. Elolo is on the line, calling us from Tantra Hill. Elolo, good morning.
Kojo, good morning.
How are you?
I'm great. How is it going?
Yeah, small.
Okay, Kojo, so last year, I bought a Mercedes-Benz C300.
Whoa.
2017 model.
Nice one.
From America. As at the time the car got to the country, the cost, everything was just around 125,000.
Okay.
And the car was selling around 145,000 and 150,000. Could you, right now, as I'm speaking to you, because of the rise in the dollar rate, the cost of the car or the purchase, the cost of buying the car, bringing it to the country, is around 160,000.
Hey. From 125, it's now 160.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
How much am I going to sell that car? I wouldn't get anything on it. In fact, I'm at a loss.
Wow.
So you see, so this is how the rise in the dollar rate is affecting the ordinary man.
So how will your business survive? What are you going to do?
Could you just the question? It means I've lost and I don't have anything to do about it. I just have to accept it like that.
Yeesh. Hello, thank you for sharing your experience. I'm taking a note of this. Dan is calling us from Mekuapim Tutu. Dan, good morning.
Yo, Kojo, good morning. I hope you are fine.
Bro, I'm okay. Yourself?
I'm managing. Kojo, you know what? Things are hard everywhere. But permit me, let me send this across, okay? That is maybe main reason why I called. And anytime you open this radio and I get a chance to enter, in fact, I will always say it, please. When you are from the toll booth, the motorway, you see, when you are from the toll booth, when you are from Accra going, there's a thick crossing. Please, it's getting serious. Journalists, please, you people should go there and do something for us. Let it come in the news everywhere. It's getting serious. When you are from Accra, after the toll booth, there's a thick crossing on the motorway. Yesterday, someone nearly entered into the crowd with a car. A years to come, we will not hear something better. Motorway, should it be that thick crossing? It's serious. Please, Kojo, this is the main reason why I even called into the show today. It's getting worse, and it's creating a lot of traffic on the motorway.
Thank you.
Please, kindly do something about it. A journalist.
Yeah, thank you for bringing it to our attention, Dan. So I am assuming this is the Accra Tema motorway. Soon after you go through what used to be the toll booth, you will see lots of people crossing. Ah, goodness. Yeah, we will pay some attention to that. Shem is in Pram Pram. Shem, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for calling.
Thanks for picking up as well. The motorway, let's not even talk about it. The motorway is not a motorway anymore. I don't know what to even talk about the motorway. If you're supposed to use the motorway every morning, man, you need to wake up at 4 a.m. And I am from Pram Pram, so just imagine. Now, speaking on the fact of the economy, where's our vice president? Is he still around? If he is, I wonder how he's still around and the economy is in shambles. I thought he said, well, when the fundamentals are weak, the system would expose you. The dollar rate, everything is not going on. And then once in a while, you get to see him pop up with something to eat somewhere. Could you, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if you don't eat, you can't do anything else. So if we are here and we can't even tackle agriculture, and we are here thinking about the superficial stuff, the digital stuff, it's not as if we're not supposed to get there. But we move from 1 to 2. We don't even have roads from the agri sector, the places where they get food stuff for you to get to work. You didn't mean any at the phone. Now, committee, how do you think? How do you plan? Think it's serious. And you see, my problem is, I want a day where Ghanaians will sit down and realize that MPP and NDC are not going to help us. That is my ultimate goal for calling every time. And I want a day where we will have that discussion. Let us look at alternatives, because these two, we should just leave them to pass to oblivion. They can't do anything for us. They won't. They can't. We've already seen the reports where they are funded by, in quotes, people we don't know where their money comes from. So obviously, when they come to power, they are going to replenish those stocks. How many times should we tell Ghanaians this? Maybe we in Accra, we know this. But the people in the hinterland, do they know this as well? Me, I'm sick and tired of them. MPP and DC, they are the same. It's just like turning a coin, heads or tails. So I believe we need to take that step. We need to just punish these people. They don't want to do the best for us. Let's just change them. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our brother Shem from Pram Pram for calling in. Amasaman is our next stop. Papa Bisu, how are you, bro?
My brother, I salute you, my brother, and may God bless all of you over there. You, Kojo, Whitson, and all the rest of the team. Yeah, God bless you for the good work. You know, I've heard 3 voices, and they seem to say that, oh, it is NDC and MPP. Look, we should differentiate between the two. I must be frank with you. Let's differentiate between the two and stop this, what do you call it, pretentious style of, you know, when you are a frustrated MPP person, say it. When you are a frustrated MPP person, say it. You don't come and jump the two together. NDC MPP. They voted for MPP to solve our problem. And let's talk about that. Today, Sylviamo has become a caller. You see, when the heat is on, we should just change the lifestyle of this leadership. They should let them change their lifestyle and stop this sort of thing. You hear Abunderi, what you see, you're talking about the dollar, right? Where is Baumia, who said he has done what? Trap the city, is that not it? Giving it to the IGP, the key to the IGP. Where is he? Because this dollar something that is really suffering Ghanaians now. You understand? And I'm told that we need to have factories that will be producing what they call it, fruits and things like that. Is that not it? You see, you need to look at it properly. Have you seen the Commander Sugar Factory? Sugar is consumed by all Ghanaians. Can I say 99%? So, in the wisdom of NDC, they established the Commander Sugar Factory so that the amount of dollar that we use in importing the sugar, which is affecting the dollar, the city, will be totally reduced. It's not about producing any fruit at all. You look at the dynamics involved in whatever thing that you'll be establishing in Ghana here.
I think we've lost Papa Bisu there. But, yeah, thanks for that point. Although, whenever I hear someone say we established the sugar factory, I have to ask myself, was it established? Theophilus is in Sakaman. Hi, Theophilus. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Kojo.
Thanks for calling.
Yes. Honestly speaking, okay. So for the first thing, I'll need you to give me the contact of the MP who called us earlier. I have a document we have worked on. There are a lot of solutions that we have suggested. We try so many times to get to these politicians, and nobody wants to budge. I hope he's very much interested. We have solutions. When it comes to solutions, please, Ghana, we don't have a problem. Our problem is our leaders. Okay, solution. Everything that, even the air we breathe, is a solution. The sun that we walk on is a solution. We can easily just use simple technology, and we can even export and get a lot of money. Okay, there are a lot of solutions that some of us have sat down. I have an NGO that we are trying very hard, but you can't go to the politicians. We try, and some of them, they stop you on the way. All right, I hope he's seriously ready. I have a document that is ready now. Could you, if you want, I can even forward it to you, your personal number right now. I have a PDF. It's solution upon solution that can even move Ghana from this stage to within just about 10 years. We have solutions. People, some of us, the young guys, are thinking, and there's so many ways. We can't always sit down and look at the white man. Okay, it's all about mental slavery, and it's you see how we have fruits and we can't process them. Why can't we process them? And another thing, let me tell you something. When you always listen to some of these so-called educated leaders, and they use the words like investor, there's nobody called investor. Okay, there's nothing called an investor who is going to come from somewhere and bring his money for you to come and use it to set up a factory. Get the community involved. Get the young people involved. Let's go to a chief, like what the MP was talking about. Let's go to a chief. Some of these chiefs, they have the land. Put them together. The community members can easily, you can use them. Let them start something, all right, and we start producing and processing. Because processing doesn't need a lot of, how do we call it? We don't need a lot of money. Okay, we need certain systems. Get the people interested. Just mobilize them and get them to understand that if you do this, all right, and if you put it in a competitive way, let them get to understand that if you do this, within a short time, we can start marketing it and we'll get money into the community. That is how you build a nation. You don't build a nation by just waiting for somebody to drop money from somewhere. You forgetting that every election cycle, they carry their money and run away. Because it is not feasible. It is not sustainable. Let us build a nation that has leaders that are thinking. Look at how Dubai has been built. Within a matter of how many, 50 years, they have built an economy that is working without corruption. And we sit there and we're joking. Finance Minister is talking about no money. How can you tell us that there's no money in a Ghanaian economy that has almost everything? What kind of leadership have we built for ourselves? Are they really? And they take salaries at the end of the month. This is very, very serious and precarious. Honestly, I'm kind of. But don't worry, some of us we have the solution. I can send a copy to you, Kojo, right now. Go through it. If you don't understand anything, call me. I'll come to your office. We'll discuss it. Okay, Ghana has to start doing certain things on its own. We can't be drinking fruits when we have. I think I have a mango tree in my house. Then I have to go and buy box drink made from where, Italy or somewhere. What is wrong with that? Okay, could you? I hope. Let's get serious with this, because sometimes I don't want to call radio stations because it becomes a talk shop. After the program, you are off. The next, you think about tomorrow's program. But this is very serious, and we have to start doing something. Okay, I hope if you are ready, you can send me your number. I'll send you the copy of the document I worked on. Okay, they want documents. We'll give you. Then we have the system, the practical way of getting this thing done. All right, I don't need politicians to follow me. Just introduce me to maybe some of these chiefs. All right, let's go to their communities, build those things up. Within a short time, we'll have community-based businesses that are building that can produce certain things on their own, and we can market them and get money. What is this? It's like a land of jokers. Kojo, I'm sorry. Let's talk.
Theophilus, thank you so much. I can sense your frustration. You raised an important point that there are solutions if only we would give people the opportunity to share them. So I think we should take the responsibility of putting you in contact with those who say they are looking for solutions on our behalf and see if you can't work together. Selom is in Jamestown. Selom, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling, Selom.
Yeah, but I will beg you that please be moderating us. Sometimes when people talk to me, they keep on repeating the same thing. But let me make my call. You see, when we offer constructive criticism, people refer to us as what? Grumblers. The Grumblers song. I don't know whether you have listened to it before. You see that today an MP also called. Did you listen to all the things that he was saying? The things that we have been complaining about, are they different from so and those times? This vice president who keep on talking. He was a talker. Are you guys saying it? He talk and talk and talk. When it is time for him to start practicing things and putting things into action, we are seeing zero. Right now, if somebody said both MPP and NDC, they are the same strike, the person is right. They were complaining NDC was going to IMF. Problems were so. You came, the whole problem, the problem has come now. Is it not e-levy that they are running to? They are telling them, go back to the IMF, solve the problem. They said no. Are you listening? So we should be throwing our hands in the air, but people who are in parliament should be taking action, should be making laws, should be moderating things so that the country move on. Thank you.
Thank you, Selom. Let's go to Japan. Hello, Abu Mohammed. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you very much. You see, everybody is disappointed, right? The solution is just refuse to vote for these people. Those of us who refuse to vote, we are the reason you have a hung parliament now. If you give the opportunity for people who refuse to vote, you will see. So we are the reason we have a hung parliament now, and now the executive are confused. We have proved to them that we run things. You understand? So if people want solution, just ignore these people. It's not like they don't know what must be done. They are very smart guys. They are highly educated. They sit in meetings with high-profile people, with everybody in the world. They travel around the world. So they know what they must do. It's not like they don't know. So you need to ignore them. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Abu Muhammad. Thanks to all of you who have called. Wow. The sense of disappointment is palpable. People are very unhappy with how the economy has been managed.
And the man who talks about is buying a vehicle, C300, and it cost him 120,000. So you're selling it at 145,000, 150,000. Today it's costing him 160,000 to bring the same vehicle into the country. And you would ask yourself the question, how much can you sell it? Also looking at the prevailing economic conditions. And so if people cannot buy it, he wouldn't bring it. But if he doesn't bring it also, he doesn't make ends meet. So what happens to such a person? Does his business fold up? That's the reality of the situation we're faced with.
Wow. Okay. Look, we need to start looking at the way forward out of this, and we'll do exactly that when we come back from these messages. Professor Turkson joins us with some perspectives. Stay with us.
Provident Insurance welcomes you to a new year. Remember to insure your new car or renew your existing motor insurance from the 1st of January to the 31st of March. You can win free gifts such as fuel coupons and several other branded Provident souvenirs. Rush for insurance cover now. Terms and conditions apply. With Provident, man, you are covered.
Everyone is proud of the doctor I've become. I'm grateful to a lot of people, but especially for basketball and the grit I built as I learned the sport. The rejections taught me to keep fighting. The long hours taught me discipline. Knockdowns taught me to bounce back. And those unexpected victories taught me never to give up.
Nourish and energize your kids with Milo. Help them succeed in sports. Because the grits they learn in sports, they keep for life. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo. This advert is FDA approved.
These visitors only show up at dinner.
Hey, bro. Come in, oh. Did you manage to fix the car?
Yes, so it's running smoothly, boss.
Fine. You are very, very welcome. Have a seat.
Efo, bless you.
Osofu, you are 2 hours early. Please make yourself comfortable. Let me go and dish the neighbor. Oh, come in, oh. I was just about eating dinner.
Hey, Efo.
Good to see you. Sit down. Excuse me for 1 minute, okay?
Efo has a plan.
Hey, Fiafi, Eri. My boy, they scam after they see something.
Wait there.
He lures them outside and locks them out.
Finally, I can eat my food in peace. Stay outside there.
Find out why people are going a whole 9 yards just to eat Lele rice. Lele, tasty food, happy family. This advert is FDA approved.
Wow, I just paid my taxes right now. Since they started this pay from anywhere, it has become easier, cra.
Easy, cra. Now nobody has an excuse. So how long, Jenny? No, ye jai. Tax, why? Effie, don't tell me you have not been paying taxes, oh.
No, I'm tired of paying. Don't be. It's the taxes we pay that government will use to improve the market and to build the nation, oh.
I don't know. It just takes your whole day. Hey, you mean you have been going to the GRA office?
Effie, unye current, cra. Come and join us. So I'm not paying taxes, no.
Pay your taxes online, at the bank, or from your phone. Together, we can build a great nation. GRA.
Charlie, so it's actually raining and we can't hear any sound. As for this, your house, when it's raining, no sound. When the sun is up, the interior is cool. What roof are you using?
They use Ico roofing shingles from Interface Limited. Long lasting and beautiful.
Ico roofing shingles. We all for move to Interface and get this Ico roofing shingles.
Interface Limited is the leading supplier and installer of finishing input materials for the building and construction industry in Ghana. Call us on 0274-999999 or visit our website at
www.interfacelimited.net. Facebook, Interface Limited GH. Instagram, interface.limited.
Celebrate the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords.
Creating atmospheres and bringing worshippers from across the continent to one place for a massive praise explosion. It's Celestial Praise 9 from Ghana. Welcome your host, award-winning artist Celestine Donko.
I have a testimony.
Obapa Christie, Kofi Owusu Pipra, and the Bethel Revival Choir from Nigeria, Yada. From Tanzania, Joel Lwaga. From Kenya, Mercy Masika. From South Africa, Mukululi Bebe. Theme, Atmosphere of Testimonies. Date is 6th March. Venue, Dominion Sanctuary of the Victory Bible Church. Time is 5 p.m. Rate is 30 cedis single, 50 cedis double, 130 cedis for family of 5, and 60 cedis VIP. It's Celestial Praise 9. Powered by Joy Entertainment.
Praise him, Jehovah. Praise him, Jehovah.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
You're welcome back. It's the Super Morning Show on Joy, and we're talking about living standards, I guess. And it's quite obvious that things are hard. The city's weakness is affecting us all. I think we're going to take one more caller who we couldn't hear from before the break, and then we'll bring in Professor Turkson with some insights. Mark, good morning.
Morning.
Thanks for
How
calling.
are you doing?
I'm very well, Mark.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Please go ahead. We're listening, Mark.
Well, it's just strange because I was just tuned in this morning and I was even having a discussion with one of my friends. Assuming before we went into Christmas, I did a transfer to the UK at rates at 8.2.
Right.
And I just had a call yesterday. Oh, the stuff that you ordered, the stuff are in. And I just decided to call somebody and find out the rate for today. And the same bank I did a transfer is quoting 9.3 to do another transfer. So I'm sitting down, I'm asking myself, how am I going to just sell the stuff that are in now? Because it's more like, you send almost about £1,000 at 8,200. Now the stuff are in. And to send the same £1,000, you are looking at about 9,300. So who is going to make up for the fall? And you see, the most painful aspect is, we all understand globally, things are changing. Prices of stuff are going up and up. So assuming prices of stuff, wherever we are buying the items from, the prices are going up. It's like two things that now we have to deal with. Prices have gone up. And now your currency that you are using to purchase the item is also messing up. So you've got to change more to buy the same things again. And the item comes to Ghana, you still have to struggle and sell them because your currency is messed up. You have people calling you and people asking you, so now with the rates and all, how do you do business? And I'm like, and people are saying, no, we need to move past Nyamine Paso. What is really happening?
Mark, I feel you, and you paint quite a vivid picture. I got a text message. This one says, Kojo, in the previous years, I was able to save up to 5,000 cedis by the end of every year into bonds, T-bills, and what have you. Last 2 years, I was able to save 2,500. And last year, 2021, all I could manage was 1,000. I wonder how different this year will be by the end. I have fees of about 3,000 cedis to pay in April. All I'm praying for is a miracle order that can get me the 2,000 profit apart from my salary to be able to pay my fees. So while she's waiting for that order, she then says this: as at 2021 January, I would buy a bucket of margarine, I think she's a caterer, at 113 Ghana cedis. Today, just this morning, I received an update on the price. The 10 kg is now 170 cedis. Transportation and kaya is not inclusive. By the time I buy and get home, each will cost about 175. Store rent, AMA, income tax, electricity, and profit will be added to the cost of what I make. So what do you expect? A higher price for my customers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, a cascading effect. And then just pray that your customer doesn't have to pay you with e-levy. Okay, let's get some perspective here. Our guest this morning to help us with that is Professor Ibo Turkson. He's an associate professor of economics and program coordinator for economic policy management program at the Department of Economics of the University of Ghana. We'll speak to him in just a moment. First, though, thanks for all of your text messages. They are brought to you on the Super Morning Show by the Glycocritical Illness Plan, GSIP. It's in your best interest to survive.
Now, do you know that the income of a young entrepreneur from some selected businesses is exempt from tax for 5 years? Well, yes. Any young entrepreneur engaged in manufacturing, information and communications technology, agro-processing, energy production, waste processing, tourism and creative arts, and horticulture and medicinal plants does not need to pay income tax on these activities for their first 5 years of operation. A young entrepreneur engaged in business that enjoys an initial 5-year concession benefits from the following applicable tax rates for an additional 5 years. Accra and Tema is 15%. Other regional capitals outside the 3 northern regions, 12.5%. Outside other regional capitals is 10%. The 3 northern regions, 5%. For further clarification and information, contact your nearest GRA office. Ghana Revenue Authority, integrity, fairness, and service.
Well, let me tell you about the Allianz MTN partnership. That's the Allianz for Life product, because in this month of love, show love to your family by signing on to Allianz for Life. To sign on, dial *170# on MTN. And we have a surprise just for you, so pick up your phone, dial *170#. Follow the prompts and let's get you and your loved ones covered. For more information, call Allianz Life Insurance on 0302-267-892 or visit our website on allianz-gh.com. Allianz for Life, Mato for me life.
Okay. I hope we have Professor Turkson joining us now. While we're connecting to him, this is a message that came in from Bob Coomson. It says, Kwame Nkrumah left us with 48 factories under the umbrella of Gihok Manufacturing. Everything. Under the umbrella of Gihok, manufacturing everything from car tires, household ceramic ware, to corned beef, to tomato paste, and even newsprint at the time of the 1966 coup. If since 1992, NDC and MPP had decided to resuscitate 2 factories a year, all of them would be working now and new ones would have been built. Our import bill would have been reduced drastically and unemployment would have been a rarely used word. All of these factories are still standing and are spread all over the country, where raw materials are still readily available and rotting in the bush. Professor Turkson joins us now. Prof, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, Winston, and good morning to your listeners and viewers.
Good morning, Prof.
Prof, the CD has broken out of jail, is no longer arrested, and we are unable to catch up with it. The impact is easily seen, but honestly, tell me, can we expect it to get worse before it gets better?
Well, it will definitely get better. If you look at the trend in the rate at which our currency depreciates, normally we tend to have these spikes in the first 2 months of the year. Obviously, coming from the fact that most of the IFDI, with those general investment packages, normally repatriate their profit after a year and back, and it goes in foreign currency, as well as the fact that our importers that do a lot of trade in Asia. Remember that the Chinese New Year normally ends at the end of January somewhere, getting to end of January. So normally our importers normally close their balances and all of that. And so there's normally some unusual pressure on the CD over the first 2 months. And if you look back as far back as 2008 to current, you find those spikes. In some years, you are able to control it because of possibly the fact that Ghana gets some loan or Ghana gets some support, and the central bank is able to use those forex to intervene in the market to slow down the pace of depreciation. So it's something that normally happens. I'm not too sure if because over the last few years we tend to have a relatively stable currency. That's why we are getting a little bit concerned and panicking, but we don't need to panic. What normally happens around this time is something that we should expect. I think that the most important thing now is the oil prices on the global market and its impact on fuel prices in Ghana. So these things have all come at a particular time, around the same time middle January to middle February, and that's why we seem to be talking about it. But yes, it would get better, definitely. Why not? There are a lot of expectations that are at play. There are a lot of unusual buying of dollars, all trying to take advantage to get the dollar cheaper than the so-called expected worsening of the cedi, but it's not going to happen. Let me give you a recent case that happened in 2015. If you remember, that was the time, 2014, 2015, having those spikes in our depreciation. And the central bank came up with those obnoxious policies that didn't work. When we went for the extended credit facility, and the money came in somewhere end of April, May, June. Remember, we got up one day and the cedi had appreciated well over 20% just within a week.
Sure.
And it's all because of expectations. Once the cedi begins to hold its own at a particular time, those who have bought with the expectation that they are going to sell at a higher price quickly let go. And so then when that process starts, the cedi regains some of its strength. So we shouldn't panic too much. We would get there. The cedi will appreciate at a point in time, but it has to be sooner than later.
Prof, I recall that that almost 20% appreciation that happened. I'm comparing the conditions then to the conditions today. Today, in addition to all of this, we also have downgrading by Moody's and Fitch. We've almost been crowded out of the Eurobond. We're borrowing at astronomical rates. These things are not going to make it easy for the city to regain its strength.
Precisely. I mean, that's what I said, that in the past we've been able to go in for some good loans with lower interest rates, and that has enabled the central bank to make interventions to cushion it. This time we are not getting it easy, and it's all because of a few things that have happened in the last 2 years. But like I've been saying, we should be very confident. I mean, there's a lot of bad press also about Ghana now, which is not good. It's also fueling the speculation and expectations that it's not good for us. There are a lot of other positive things that are being put in place, and which the 1D, 1F concept and no other policies that are intended to make Ghana into a country that is promoting export, import, substitution, industrialization. It's at the center of the solutions that would move us from an import-dependent country to an export-promoting country. And so let us be confident that it will get better, so that the bad press will also not fuel the unnecessary speculation and the panic buying of the foreign currencies. It's going to get better. And like you said, things are not too well for Ghana at the moment, partly because of the COVID and the fact that there are other things that we need to take a second look at in terms of our expenditure, so that we can rationalize our expenditure and possibly look at other avenues of collecting more revenue, so that we can get out of this potential fiscal deficits that are piling up our debt, and that is sending us to the situation that we are now. It doesn't look good for Ghana now, but I'm saying that we'll recover sooner than later. We shouldn't panic too much.
Okay, Prof, talking about the recovery and, talking about the same time, I mean, just by way of drawing your mind onto something. So I just look at, I'm looking at the rate of depreciation around the same period last year, that's 2021. And if you get to the Bank of Ghana, and these are, the Bank of Ghana's own rates that are published.
Let's use those rates, because those rates are more reflective than than the others.
So it talks about selling at the time. So I mean, if you are going to get it at 5.631 on the 4th of January 2021, 5.7631. Now, if you get to February 26th of February 2021, we had seen an appreciation. But this time around, you're seeing a depreciation. Yes. So the difference is that at the beginning of this year, you had it at 6.009. Now it's 6.4. That's where the issue starts from, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, that's why I said that I'm not too sure if the panicking is because of the other conditions that are prevalent now in the economy with respect to downgrading, all of that. And also the fact that possibly because in the last 2-3 years we tend to have a relatively stable currency, this 5% depreciation in the first 2 months is calling for concern. But like I said to you, we've witnessed this before. But what is important is the short-term measures would only give us some stability over the short term. We need to get to the bottom of the structural bottleneck that is making it impossible for us to maintain the stability of our currency. And not until we are able to put in place those solutions, these spikes in our depreciation rate and all of that would happen. It is the central bank's ability to intervene in the market to tone down the depreciation that we are all living on for these past 5-6 years. But
yes,
we are having the problem we're having now because we have not been able to borrow enough from the ICM to assure the central bank of some inflow of forex for them to use that to cushion. But I believe that these are short term. These we can go beyond this problem now, but it will come again if we do not solve the structural bottlenecks.
We'll get to the structural bottlenecks, but just by way of clarification here, an indication that in the past, within the short term, we have artificially done this.
I mean, we maintain a managed floating exchange rate. So it's expected that the central bank will be operating within a band, that if our currency depreciates within a band, it's okay. I mean, in the first place, depreciations are not bad. They improve export competitiveness. I hope you are aware of that.
Sure.
Especially when we have the capacity to respond to the incentives that come with the depreciation. So in our managed floating regime, we try to hold the exchange rate within a band that is more comfortable for our economy and for us to improve our export competitiveness. But if it goes beyond that band, there's the need for the central bank to come and intervene. So when you say it's artificial, apart from the U.S., no country maintains a truly market-driven exchange rate. There are interventions that hold the exchange rate in check. So yes, if it's artificial, you call it artificial. That is the norm in most countries. So if we're having challenges now, it is because maybe the central bank's interventions and the fact that because of the whole issues about downgrading and investors are not confident about our country, we've had an unusually high demand for forex. And that might be causing the problem that is causing. Supposing the central bank is intervening at the same rate it has done in the last 2-3 years. This time it's not working because of the whole other factors that are coming in. And I'm saying that it's also because of the negative picture that is being portrayed about Ghana now. Out there. Supposing I'm a foreign investor in Ghana, I want to sell off quickly and then take my money out. That will put pressure on the city. And don't forget that with a high rate of inflation all over the world and the potential increase in the Fed rate by the U.S. Fed to contain the inflation, that will even come to put more pressure on the city. So we need to see how best we can maintain the stability of our currency before even the Federal Reserve does something of that sort. Otherwise, it will bring more challenges to us. So actual interventions will come, Winston. It's necessary. You cannot maintain a market-driven exchange rate, and fixing the exchange rate is not a solution to the problem.
So
when you say artificial, yes, it's done everywhere.
Yeah, Prof. The thing that I would like clarity on is that what are these interventions going to be? You've said yourself that borrowing in order to shore up our own reserves is out of the question now. We're unable to do so. The Fed is going to up its rate, as you said. They have to contain their inflation. They're going to up their rates, which means there'll be even more pressure on us. We can't borrow. We're in this downward spiral because we don't really produce anything. 1D, 1F, you pointed to it and said it's a solution. It's yet to demonstrate itself as a solution. So really, what will the intervention be? What will be the thing that government does to ensure that our city somehow gains value?
You see, the long-term measures will take a while. The 1D1F, which I think is a fantastic policy, something that Nkrumah did, and I heard somebody mention about Georg, something that Nkrumah did in the past to help the Ghanaian cedi to be stable. But you know what has happened afterwards. And we've come back to it again, that let's look at producing what we import. We should reduce our dependence on imports. I mean, every day we forgo a domestically produced good for imported good. We as individuals are in our own way depreciating the currency. To what extent do we as consumers even domesticate our consumption? Because you know what? No matter how well the economy is doing, no matter how well the central bank has resources to cushion the currency, we need to come to a realization that the more we are import dependent, the likelihood that we are going to face some of these depreciations, which will come somewhere maybe every 2 years, every 3 years, because our ability to cushion it is also limited. So we need to begin to put in place the right infrastructure to turn us from an import dependent. Why should we import fruit juice into Ghana?
Yeah, but you know, Prof, these points you make, and if I picked the economy of Ghana from 1980, when former vice president was lecturing at the University of Ghana, he would have said these things. It's like we're repeating the same things 40 years after, and nothing seems to change.
Sure, I mean, we've failed. We've failed at looking at the structural transformation of our economy. And every time we are at this same point, we know what the solutions are. But at times, the choices that we need to make to get those solutions to work are difficult choices for us, because you need to break some eggs to make an omelette. And we need to make difficult choices to get our economy to that point. But when we begin to track on those choices to make it, once the hardship comes in, because of the political economy issues, the politicians are not able to hold on to move it forward. And then we come back to this point again. I mean, how many times in the past haven't we decided that even on some particular days, we are going to wear made in Ghana clothing, we are going to look at the textile industry and demand the goods that we produce? We do that, and sooner or later it fizzles out. We need, if we don't change the structure of production in the economy, to begin to add value, to rely more of domestically produced goods in favor of imported goods, no matter which government is in power, we are going to be saddled with these problems. The solutions are there. The East Asians adopted these solutions. They had a political will and the leadership to carry that through. Within 4 decades, these countries have moved from developing countries like us to one of the world's richest countries. And we can do it. The blueprint that they use is there. We can do it. But to what extent are we prepared to go through those difficult choices to get to that point? And this is what is missing.
So if I get you, yes, we know the solutions, but the will to carry out the solutions is the problem.
Precisely.
In effect,
precisely,
our leaders are not doing what is expected to be done.
I mean, look for instance, ever since Nkrumah left and Georg and all of that were sold out and all of that, we ran these companies down. But Nkrumah, with his vision, knew that we had to be self-reliant by producing what we consume. I mean, some of the things that we import into this country, they are very simple manufacturers that even a locally resource firm can produce and do it well.
So, Prof, my simple question, when you agree that, yes, we know the solution and we should be doing this, so you're saying our leaders, I just want a clarification here, our leaders, you've talked about the political economy, and that's what I'm interested in. So, in effect, our leaders, knowing the solutions, which the economists say, once you know your problems, a problem well defined is half solved, unfortunately, are not carrying out these solutions.
But, that's what has happened over the years. Until quite recently, when I heard this 1D1F concept, fantastic concept. What are we doing to industrialization? The AG has been complaining over the years. They need the support. They need a business environment to be conducive. They need the cost of doing business to decline so that they can also add value and be competitive. We don't listen to them. We don't listen to them.
Prof.
For instance, why does Ghana, as a country, collect revenue at our ports, trade revenue, and the exchange rate that they use keeps on changing every time? Why can't we ensure that our importers get one exchange rate, which will be used for maybe 3 months, and if there's a change in the exchange rate, but it keeps on changing every time. Like they just more important, the car is telling you that by the time they import the goods, thinking that the exchange rate will be at a point in time, and they come to even clear the goods from the port, the exchange rate has depreciated, and they're having to look for more money. So what they normally do is that before their goods come in, they begin to buy the dollars to put it down so that at the point when they need to clear their goods, they can exchange the dollar to go and clear their goods. If we can assure them that in the first 3 months of the year, this is the exchange rate we are going to use. Even in our university, University of Ghana, it uses a particular exchange rate for our dollar-denominated programs. And at times, the whole year is not changed. Why can't Ghana do that for our importers, especially those who are producing import-competing goods, to assure them of a particular rate, that in the first 3 months of the year, this is the rate of the dollar that we are going to charge at our port, so that they can plan, so that they don't go on to demand the dollars when they don't need it, because that is part of the problem. The unnecessary buying of these dollars are part of the reasons why our city also depreciates. And every time the central bank is trying to cushion it, and it's needless. So it is a solution that we can, but look at the political economy issues around the world. The government be willing to use a particular exchange rate over a 3-month period, change it every 3 months so that the importers can plan? No.
Prof.
So our domestic firms that rely on imported inputs are having to see an increase in their inputs every month, sometimes every week. So they remain very uncompetitive. So even if they produce import subsidies, they produce it at a higher price than some of the imported goods that come in. And that makes them but the government can do something about it.
Prof, I still want to know what options are available to government, what actual interventions government can make. Because as for the problem, we've eloquently described it. Yes, everybody is affected. School fees are more expensive. Spare parts are more expensive. Provisions are more expensive. Transport fares are about to go up. We are feeling the brunt. But what options are available to a government that can't even go out and borrow to come and artificially, as you said, shore up the dollar reserves? What options are available at this point?
So, Kojo, there are two options. There are short-term measures that will cushion it, like we've always done, and there are medium to long-term measures. So I don't know which of the two you want. If there are short-term measures,
we've discussed that medium and long.
The same thing that are called artificial measures to cushion it, we can do that. We cannot come up with trade policies in the short term to say we are banning importation of food use. I mean, we belong to a WTO, and all sorts of trade policies are supposed to be reciprocal. So you can imagine, if the food use are coming from countries that also import from us, then there could be some retaliation. So we cannot come up with that policy. We can only appeal to Ghanaians to domesticate their consumption. One.
But Prof, in the short term, you have talked about it before, and we've seen it in previous years, where we have actually borrowed and have been able to use that to help the city appreciate.
Let me correct that impression. I don't think that we go out to borrow to come and show up our city. What happens is that supposing the government wants to carry out a capital project, and the government goes for a loan, the loan will come into government's account at the Bank of Ghana in points.
Mm-hmm.
The Bank of Ghana will make the city equivalent available to government for the project. And the Bank of Ghana holds those points reserves to be able to intervene. So I'm not saying that we go out to go and borrow to come and show up our city. When we get these loans coming in,
I get you. But while you're saying that also, it's important, for instance, that we also acknowledge that whenever in this country we've had a depreciating city, one of the things we've talked about as part of our conversation is that For instance, if Cocoa Board, just as you've made it, if Cocoa Board goes for the Cocoa syndicated loan, because it comes in dollars, it's going to help the cedi. That's not in doubt, is it?
Yes.
Yes.
I just corrected you so that it doesn't look like I'm saying that
I
go and borrow
I get that. Yes, I get
that's what
that.
I wanted to make a
Yes, I get that.
conversation on.
But that's once we both agree,
Yes.
let's move on. So the point now is, in the short term, what can be done?
So that's what I've said. In the short term, we'll need to be able to cushion the rate of depreciation to maintain some stability.
How?
If you're able to maintain a stability for even 3 days, the client will appreciate.
How do we
because
cushion?
people
How do we
who
cushion?
have gone to buy, they don't need to quickly begin to release it off onto the market.
Prof,
So
how do
that
we
is something
cushion?
that can be done.
How do we cushion, Prof?
That's why I'm saying that a central bank will rely on its reserve to do that, but they cannot be doing that. They will do that at a pace that would ensure that it doesn't also set off a panic reaction. To ensure the central bank is at it, they have shown in the last 4 or 5 years that they are capable of doing this. So they are looking at it. I'm sure that they will still be doing something. And also, listen, don't let us forget that the central bank only intervenes through the commercial banks.
Yes.
The commercial banks are supposed to make sure that those who come for the dollars need the dollars to use and not to hoard. And it's very important. There are institutional policies in place to ensure that. So if the commercial banks get the resources and they are not very careful about who is coming for what, those interventions by the central bank won't work. And that is what happens in every country. In Kenya, for instance, you cannot just go and buy dollars off and walk away. You need to show. And they are able to maintain their currency. Okay. So when the institutions are working, these short-term measures should be able to work once we put in place the long-term measures to change our economy from import-dependent to export promotion. Then we get out of these woods over a longer time period. But these short-term measures will work if we all have a role to play, and we seem to be playing our role.
All right.
Right. So, I mean, as for the cushioning of the cedi, we have to do that. Okay. But whether the central bank will be successful or not, it's how the commercial banks also play their role. We're ensuring that people are not just changing the dollars to hoard, but are actually using it for what they want to use it for, and that's why they are going for it.
All right.
And I think that when we are able to do that, and we maintain the currency even just for 3 or 4 days, people will begin to sell off, and the currency the cedi would regain some of its value. Once we put in place the long-term measures together. But like I'm saying, we've had this discussion before. We had it in 2014. We had it in 2015. If we do not change the productive capacity of our economy to become more import substitution, export oriented, these things will be right.
All right, Professor Turkson, thank you very much for speaking to us this morning. Professor Turkson, of course, is from the University of Ghana, where he is
an associate professor of economics and the coordinator of the economic policy management program.
Absolutely. At the Department of Economics. Okay, listen, we're going to take a break and then we'll wrap up when we return.
Do you need money to start a business? Do you need money to expand your business? Are you a government or private sector worker in need of money to sort out emergencies? Do you need working capital loan? Or you're in need of an emergency loan? Well, Quick Credit will loan you money so you can repay in flexible terms. It's collateral-free loan with no susu, no savings, no account opening nor deposit wahala. You just need to be a Ghanaian with your Ghana card. Quick Credit covers all forms of loans, and so you have no excuse not to work this 2022 and beyond. Call Quick Credit on 030-2200-390 or 059-692-0833. Take note that we do not give loans via the internet. Beware of scammers. We are regulated and licensed by Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit, lending made simple.
What would you do if you have the choice to do anything in life? Build your dream house, take very good care of your family, and plan for a comfortable retirement. Plan a befitting funeral for your loved ones when they depart. How would you live? If you knew there was a friend waiting to support you on all of your life's choices.
You have such a friend in Glyco Life Insurance. Glyco Life has all the plans to meet your life's needs: your child's education, your life savings, your mortgage, funerals, redundancy, and your retirement, and takes the burden off your shoulders. So go ahead and live life to the fullest today with Glyco Life Insurance plans. And remember that all our policies are hedged against inflation. Talk to Glyco Life on 0302 218 500 or 246 142. Also visit our website at www.glycolife.com or any of our branches nationwide for more information.
Glycolife, we cushion you for life.
Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Everyone is proud of the doctor I've become. I'm grateful to a lot of people, but especially for basketball and the grit I built as I learned the sport. The rejections taught me to keep fighting. The long hours taught me discipline. Knockdowns taught me to bounce back. And those unexpected victories taught me never to give up.
Nourish and energize your kids with Milo. Help them succeed in sports. Because the grits they learn in sports, they keep for life. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo.
This advert is FDA approved.
Charlie, you know say DSTV they do something give you anytime you upgrade your DSTV package. From DSTV family to compact, DSTV go carry you go compact plus straight. It means say more series, more movies, more fun. Wow! Bro, so upgrading from compact to compact plus they mean say you go get a step up straight to premium. That be front row seat for your favorite football teams live. Bro, make you sign me up. Make you step up to the next level on us. Upgrade your current DSTV package and we go step you up to the next highest package at no extra cost. DSTV, it's your moment.
The nation is full of surprises. But seeing that we still live in crisis. Cantaman to Kokosha and Yama prices. ECG for some who play one more tactics. And then I doom so watching on a pipe. To Yama soon, they bedroom the fight. When they were gallon, I save your life. When you're young, I want to live your tight. Go for so Namako Fabro. Process of Koya, no buy the draw. Parliament for no more boy, bro. Me you gonna hunt to my capio to the draw. You call your name and Yachi. Will be a chance and the boss to be in the D. Because the Canova law could be Sasumesi. Trot cross, I put on a AC. Petro, ya tutu momenti, but to mint the bottle could have one person wait to become. Casapra could change the sauce, be boom into Henry Copia with just straight to bedroom or Mampegi Yamawa Chassi. If Yassi will be any one watty. The show so I was a papa cratchy. I hope say baby $1 need to know what's watty. Internet a bonnet to Uncle Fees. See Kenya when Nimu was Yajish. Economy in the moon pretty to Greece. A Comtina Ghana for the do any piece. DSTV pocket money, the Edeco Crasso. Atolian Chemesi Memaso. Yet you'll be a friend as well. Yes, I see one. Mine is a ya. Says ya dance. Easy for Munya Redia. Jemu Boko from Mafia. Wunyakoma, Wunim Webia, and Gojina de Padomunka who said here. You're quite supposed to.
Hey. Oh my word. Well, you're welcome back. Now listen, really quickly, kingdomstoreonline.com is the website I want you to check out today. You'll be able to buy all the stuff you love from Kingdom Books and Stationery and pay via Momo across all networks. If you live in Accra or Tema, then they'll deliver to you free of charge as well. Terms and conditions do apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability is their hallmark.
And you know that feeling when you don't have to worry about something running out, when you know you have enough? That's the feeling Surfline gives you with a one-year bundle. Whether keeping tabs on family or on the go, staying busy with back-to-back online meetings, downloading all your favorite movies in 4K or uploading that video of your niece singing Baby Shark for 4 hours. The one-year bundle gives you high-speed data all year round. You can relax knowing you only load once and you have data for the whole year. No monthly reloads to worry about. Also, you enjoy 12 months data connection for every 11 months purchased. You also get a device backup and a dedicated VIP manager to assist you all your needs. So why wait? Join the very select few already enjoying the luxury of the awesome Surfline one-year bundle. Visit surflinegh.com or any Surfline shop near you, or dial *718 *77# to sign up today. Surfline, better together.
The UPSA Law School and ABSA Bank is pleased to invite you to the 7th ABSA UPSA Law School Quarterly Banking Roundtable under the theme Digital Currencies, Regulated Banking, and the Future of Money. So the event will bring together banking experts, legal practitioners, and sector regulator to take a critical look at cryptocurrencies and other digital currencies, their dynamics, regulatory policies, and approaches to dealing with them. It's on Wednesday, that's tomorrow, the 23rd of February 2022 at 3 p.m. on Zoom. Please visit the UPSA Law School Facebook page for more details.
All right, listen, don't forget to wash your hands frequently and carefully with soap and water. Rewash them several times a day, especially after touching anything, including your phone or your laptop. Use hand sanitizer when you can't wash your hands properly. Wash fresh groceries, clean and disinfect surfaces like countertops, door handles, furniture, toys, laptops, and mobile phones with alcohol-based disinfectants. Do this all day. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in. As you go about your day, let's ask ourselves a few questions. How well have we done? What decisions have we made that have led us here? Are the fundamentals of our economy weak? Is our currency exposing us? What's the way forward? Let's think our way out of these problems. My name is Koje Youngson.
My name is Mama Vio Sawaje.
And my name is Winston Amwa.
Thank you for listening. Have a good day.
One time for your mind, y'all. Sock, they gonna bring the punch with the tea. Where my ladies at? Where my honey's at? Where my shorty's at? One time for your mind.
Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best.